What's going on YouTube? 2 back-to-back powerlifting preps hasn't left me with much time to get anywhere near the sort of pump that I like to get. So today I'm gonna take you guys through a high volume arm workout and train some biceps and triceps, which I haven't done in what feels like an eternity. I'm wearing the brand new Legacy collection from Gymshark. Let's get it on. Okay, so we're gonna start these off with a bicep and tricep giant set. Did a very quick set of 12 reps each just to get nice and warm. Slowly control contractions just to make sure the muscle is moving, a bit of blood flow going, and now we can get into our working sets where we can go a little bit heavier and change those rep ranges up slightly. Okay, so first exercise we're doing is a seated incline dumbbell curl. I like to perform these with my head on the bench to minimize any movement at all. We're keeping the rep range lower down so we can go a little bit heavier on these. We're looking at 6 to 8 reps each set. Really strict form. We're going a full extension at the elbow and then coming up and squeezing at the top, controlling that weight on the way back down. Then moving into a dumbbell skull crusher, we're going with a neutral grip. Again, a nice slow, controlled eccentric. Again, looking to keep these relatively heavy. So we're going for 8 to 10 on these. So not quite as heavy as the bicep curl, but keeping it relatively heavy in terms of the giant set. 8 to 10 at a suitable weight, RPE, 8 to 9. Moving on now, the further into the giant set we're getting, the more reps we're doing each set. So onto our barbell curl, 15 to 20 reps on this one. Again, nice, slow and controlled eccentric to get the muscle under tension for longer, which ideally contributes to greater muscle breakdown, more growth. Comes to the barbell curl, I like to try and keep my elbows in a fixed position and focus on getting the maximum range of motion available without allowing my elbows to track forward. When you think about the angle at the elbow, which is what we want to think about when we're actually bicep curling, there is no difference between this angle, outside of the fact that gravity is no longer working really hard on the bicep when we're in this position. So for those of you guys that are curling and swinging, no real bicep activation up here. Finishing off, overhead dumbbell extension. Again, higher rep ranges for this exercise as we get deeper into this giant set. 15 to 20 again, focusing on that slow eccentric. So when it comes to training arms, there's a couple of different positions we can put our wrist in to take advantage of different muscles within our biceps and our triceps. So you guys will probably be familiar with a hammer or a neutral grip, whereby our palms are facing one another. And then we've also got a position where our wrists are either facing up, a supinated position, or our wrists are facing down, which is a pronated position. Now I like to incorporate each and every one of those grips into an arm workout if I am training just arms to make sure I hit the muscle from as many different angles and hit as many different muscle fibers as possible. So moving on to the next giant set, what we're going to do is a DIY, do-it-yourself style preacher curl using a cable machine. I'm going to jump down on my haunch, I use my knees to lock my elbows in place. We're going to go for a heavier set of 8 to 10 on these before, again, the further we get into this giant set, the more and more volume we're going to hit our bis and tris with. Next exercise we're going into is a bodyweight skull crusher. So we've already done a skull crusher to get our triceps nice and warm with the dumbbells. Now what we're gonna move on to is a seriously strength-based exercise. So we're looking for anywhere from 4 to 6 reps here, using your hands on either an incline bench or set yourself a barbell up in a squat rack to make sure that it can support your body weight. From here, taking your feet back and setting yourself up with enough distance that you can actually perform a bodyweight skull crusher without losing your 2 front teeth. Six it is. Moving on to our high rep stuff now, we're going for a dumbbell hammer curl. Again, we're twisting the position of our wrist so we can hit a different part of the bicep. We're gonna go for a set of 15 to 20 reps. Now on this set, chances are your arms are gonna be pretty cooked by now. So if you need to cheat or if you start to fail, what I would suggest you do is use a little bit of momentum to get the weight up and then focus on controlling it down. There's a lot of research into suggesting that eccentric movements are great for building strength and they provide even more muscular damage, which in turn will hopefully contribute to more growth than concentric reps, which is when we perform a rep against gravity. So basically by controlling that eccentric, we can continue to get more gains, if you like, even though we start to fail. So rather than dropping the weight down mid-set, simply get a little bit of momentum and then focus on controlling that weight down. Okay, last exercise, we're going to do a tricep push down, either with a straight bar, or what I like to use is a very small W-shaped bar, just to get the wrists in a slightly more comfortable position, which helps with fully extending at the elbows and really getting a strong contraction through the triceps. I'm going to perform this movement in a slightly bent forward angle, simply so that at full extension, I can still take advantage of gravity, rather than relying on my body weight to sort of counteract the cable machine and remove tension from my triceps at full lockout. So by staying in that forward position, at that full lockout, I've still got pull on the tricep, which means the muscle's still under load, having to work harder for longer throughout the set. 20 reps to finish off. My arms are done. Alright team, that's it for today. If you are a beginner or an intermediate lifter in terms of the amount of volume that you get through in training, what I would suggest you do is look at doing each of those giant sets maybe 3 times each, whereas if you are used to a little bit more volume throughout your weekly workout split, you could possibly look at doing 4 to 5 giant sets of each of those groups of exercises. I went through 3 each, and I'm not going to be able to scratch my head tomorrow because I haven't done any direct arm isolation work in about 6 months, but I've been stinging for a little bit of arm work. Now the powerlifting prep is over, you guys can expect a lot more workouts on my channel, so make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed today's video and hit me with any suggestions for workouts, muscle groups, or splits that you want to see, and I will see you all next time.